On the Fringe with Dan Radio Style. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. The left is melting down over so many of the appointments. I would say these two, well, three counting Elon kind of. I mean, and then you also throw off RFK Jr. in there, like, really all of them. But I feel like the big heads, are really the ones that are just freaking them out. Fox News host and Matt Gaetz, the guy who's supposedly got molestations happening. We're going to talk about all these things and more. We're going to get into it. I got a lot of good stuff. I got some fun stuff today, too. It's Sunday. The Sunday show's, I think, always kind of different show, especially if I do a Saturday show, but this week that was not the case. I just think this is damn funny. Maybe not appropriate, kind of inappropriate. I don't think they cuss, but there's sexual content, sexual themes baked within this. Very funny. Check this out.
Honey, how about you come in here and meet my new boyfriend? Not now, Mom. I'm busy. Hey, Champ, how are you? Oh, you don't like Champ? How about Kingslayer 14? I've not used that name in years. Oh, I know. 10 years ago, Modern Warfare 2, you drop shot me. I said I'd bang your mom. You said there's no way. But here I am.
Sorry, I just think that's funny. For anyone that's ever been a gamer, that's just funny as hell. Anywho, got some Donald Trump stuff that should get you in the mood. We got some patriotic stuff here at the front. I don't know, whatever. We'll get to it right here.
They said he was done forever.
He is done.
The end of this Trump era.
There'll be new faces and new voices.
The final chapter of Donald Trump.
I don't know what the future of this party can be.
The movement we started is only just beginning.
The entire system went after him.
Mar-a-Lago was raided by FBI.
New York indictment.
A sweeping indictment in
Donald
Georgia.
Trump says he's been indicted again.
I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear.
But he never stopped fighting for you.
I will never stop fighting for you, your family, and our magnificent country.
And we will win, win, win. We're going to win, win, win.
Thank you, President Trump, for fighting for us. The greatest political comeback in American history.
Donald Trump has been elected president.
Now, it's time we fight for you.
The golden age of America, that's what we have.
The best is yet to come.
Thank you, Donald Trump. Voiceover guys are the best. Gotta love them. Some of them are super good. Unquestionably. I wanted to pull up the actual original of this song, and I just didn't have time. But this, just a good reminder, and this was some people that were hanging out at Mar-a-Lago having a dinner with Trump. And this was how they kind of started the night off, sort of a fun one for us here, and a refresher, but just such a beautiful rendition of the song. Just all these things that led up to the election. It's sort of fun to flash back on some of them.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So cool. Love that. Just beautiful. It's weird how in some of the most traumatic moments, right, in our history, some of the most beautiful things have actually come from it. And it's oftentimes how life works. Some of the biggest tragedy builds some of the most amazing characters and some of the most profound strengths within ourselves that we didn't know we had until we finally had to have it. Kind of strange how the world works oftentimes. For those of you that watched the Tyson fight, one, I haven't seen the Rogan interview. I'm going to try to watch some of that after I finish recording. But I wanted to see, there's a rumor out there that he was even saying that, yeah, the fight looked like it was faked. Like, I was like, damn, Whatever the case is, both these guys got $20 million. I was very disappointed in the Tyson fight. I wanted to see Tyson just do damage. And he was, it just wasn't Tyson. It was weird. The way he came out just seemed weird. Whatever the case was, there was this discussion around the fact that he kept biting the thumb of his glove. And they were saying it was, he says what he says. You'll hear in a second. Joe Rogan says, no, this was him just coping with the fact that he wasn't able to just knock this dude's head off. Like, he probably saw so many opportunities where he could have just pummeled him and didn't. So, I don't know. Hard to say. A lot of people, the 30-year age difference is huge in boxing, unquestionably. But, it was a bit of a disappointment on the fight. 3 good fights. I don't know. It was weird watching 2 chicks beat each other. The one chick that kept headbutting the girl and how jacked she got. Like, it was weird watching 2 females. I don't know. One of them didn't appear female to me. That's all I'm saying. I don't know for sure. I'm not trying to insinuate or imply. I don't know. But one was built very masculine compared to the other. The other looked a lot more feminine. And she was the one that just kept getting headbutt. Needless to say. And then the final fight, it was just, anyway. A bunch of you guys didn't watch it and maybe aren't into fights. But it was, I'm not a big fight guy, but it was cool as hell.
Was it a mouthpiece issue or were you just biting on your glove? What was that? Can you tell us?
I have a habit of biting my glove in my fight, yeah.
Why do you do that?
I have a biting fixation.
I've heard about
A biting fixation. Oh, Carly. A biting fixation. That's exactly what he said. Which is funny. It goes back to he bit someone's ear. I forget which boxer it was. Drawing a blank on the name. Should know, but I don't. I'm not a big fighter. Like I said, I don't follow this stuff. Trump entering the arena, Madison Square Garden again. I think this was Saturday night, I believe. He was entering in and, made quite the ruckus. Came in with Tulsi Gabbard, Speaker Johnson, which was kind of weird. Speaker Johnson, I'm going to be honest with you, were a little awkward. You were all about pointing at Trump. That whole entrance, and this is our president. And we worked hard, I feel, to get him this far. And we're going to work hard to get stuff moved forward as well. We've got a ways to go. So hopefully none of you guys have put your defenses down. In fact, we had our little $5 community meeting on yesterday. If you guys want to donate, go to onthefringe.locals.com. Active donation, $5. The third Saturday of every month, we meet at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 Eastern. And then the fourth Saturday is the $25 show where we come on the air and do a live show, which is always a lot of fun. That's $25. Just do an active subscription. You actually get invited to both meetings. So third Saturday and then fourth Saturday is the 25 show. All said. We talked about this. And it's just, I don't feel like we should be putting our guard down right now at all. In fact, it to me feels very much like all the markets and stuff are kind of moving in a weird direction right now. Like it just feels like there's this false sense of security being cooked up right now. Like they're slowly raising the heat and we don't realize it. So again, I am very very cautious right now. Very, very cautious right now. Something just doesn't feel right. Needless to say, let's celebrate the victories we have and prepare for the battles to come. So much cool stuff. He just everybody that was excited to see him, just some of the people that were there, some of the people in the background. Again, RFK Jr., just so much put around on this. And again, there was a point where Kid Rock in there, of course, always rocking and rolling. There was also a point too where, let's see if we can pull this up. Yeah, where the fighter gave him his belt. This is kind of crazy. I understand those belts are like legit, like they're heavy and stuff, and it just seems weird to me that a fighter would give his belt to somebody. Like I don't know, you work so damn hard to get that, but again, it's Donald Trump, so of course. There's a lot of people on the left right now that are having a hard time coping. There's a new company that's here to help them.
Are you distraught after the recent presidential election? Here at Don't Cry Cryo, we understand your pain, and we're here to help. Our expert team of cryogenic care providers can cryogenically freeze you until the Trump presidency has ended. No more crying, no more anxiety attacks, just blissful sleep until Trump is gone. When you awaken from your slumber, we'll even have a party ready and waiting for you. It will be like his presidency never even happened. It was all just a bad dream. As an added bonus, you can choose the Vance add-on package. We'll extend your sleep for an additional 4 years at a 50% discount in the event J.D. Vance wins the next presidential election. Everything will be okay. We're here to take care of you in your time of need. So remember, don't cry, cryo.
Where am I? Oh, please tell me it's over. Wait, something isn't right.
This is your captain, Elon Musk. I want to be the first one to welcome you to Mars. Sorry, Donald Trump Jr. was just elected president, and he deported all Don't Cry Cryo customers to Mars.
What the...
Yeah, that would be kind of a bummer, wouldn't it? Yeah, we don't let them watch that second part typically when we try to talk them into it. We're just trying to figure out how to get rid of, deport, a.k.a. these people. Something I want to point out, I don't know, it's interesting. I don't know all the details on this, but it's something to keep in mind, especially for those of you guys that post, that like to be posters. And I maybe Telegram specifically, don't know. But Tori says brings this up, and it's interesting, because we all know who Carly Bond is. Very popular poster. She's the one that seems to record everything with her frickin' phone, and it's like just records the TV. Chick's made herself famous doing this horrific recording model. There's so many better ways you could enhance everything and still accomplish, I think, so much of it. But the laugh is also cute in the background. I think it's one of the things that's also pretty famous about her. All said, Tori's like, has Carly Bond chat been annihilated? I can't see any chats. You know why? Remember the bots I deleted? Remember how many people in here bitched? Oh, I am banned. Some were banned because they had scripts attached to their profiles. Even some admins of mine were hacked. There was, they post porn and other things to get your chat deleted. That's what I am assuming they did to Carly, unless she did it herself or her admins was possibly hacked by Lefty Bot. I work with law enforcement. Some don't believe that, but do. So my account is pretty much safe, but for those hacking like thirsty people who suddenly toned down their spaces should be very worried, because now it's our turn. If you see something, say something. I know the other day my chats were not coming up because one admin account did that which was quickly reverted as their account is either hacked or cloned, or they are not who they say they are. And this is why I deleted so many people on my chats. I said this before, their numbers are fake, it's programs, and when that program wants to screw you, it will. So just understand there's possibly a lot of you guys that have clicked on things, downloaded things, gone to links, been on sites that you thought maybe were specifically the people that they claim to be, and downloaded some mischief stuff, maybe whatever. Like she said, put scripts on your account. It means there's something running in the background. And because of that, you get flagged as a bot. And so many of you maybe are being shadow banned because of some of the crap you've picked up. It's quite possible. I know some of us get shadow banned straight up for the content we deliver. Dude, TikTok hates my ass. It's funny. Someone finally, they sent me something on TikTok, and then I was like, I totally forgot about it. I don't ever log into TikTok. I don't like TikTok at all. Zero. I mean, stuff pops up on Telegram. That's TikTok videos, but I don't ever go over there. It's just like fucking weird. So they said they shared some links with me and some stuff they've been doing. And I'm like, cool. Let's be promotive. And I finally ended up over there because of Tori Says, I think. Actually, it opened up a TikTok link, and I was like, shit. And it had me logged in. So I, checked out everybody. I subscribed to some of y'all, and then, I saw some of the links. Good job, by the way, on the videos. They're very, very good. But it's just funny. TikTok's another example. There was a bunch of stuff that people have tried to share with me that I have to have the app in order to see it. They won't let me view it through the web. Facebook does this too. Messenger, they got rid of early on, that was when I stopped using Facebook for the most part, is when they went to the Messenger and you had to have the app in order to use it. And I was like, no way I'm ever putting the app on my phone for sure, nor on my computer. The app has ultra permissions. The app is the problem. I know a bunch of you have the apps and you think I'm crazy. It doesn't matter. But so unfortunately, you guys sent me a bunch of stuff. Bunch of you guys that I talk to on some regular basis on TikTok. Can't see it. I don't have the app, and I'm never going to get the app. Never. So unfortunately, it's just part of why I hate TikTok and will probably continue to hate TikTok. TikTok sucks balls, is what I would say. Here is some Maria Bataruma having some Vivek Ramaswamy time. Pretty good stuff. Check it out.
Are you expecting to close down entire agencies, like President Trump has talked about the Department of Education, for example? Are you going to be closing down departments?
We expect mass reductions. We expect certain agencies to be deleted outright. We expect mass reductions in force in areas of the federal government that are bloated. We expect massive cuts among federal contractors and others who are overbilling the federal government. So yes, we expect all of the above. And I think people will be surprised by, how quickly we're able to move with some of those changes, given the legal backdrop the Supreme Court has given us.
Shut up, man. I'm not bloated. I just drank a bunch of carbonated stuff. Don't be like that. Don't be a jerk. Yeah, getting rid of a bunch of BS. Bloated shit. It's going away. Yeah, it's awesome. Pentagon fails 7th audit. Just saying. 7th audit in a row, but says progress has been made. We're failing less now. We're barely failing now. Now we're sort of failing. Before we were like super failing. Yeah, horribly failing, and some could say. But now, just barely failing. Feel good about it. Here's reminders of their stuff.
Fail to adapt. And the fact that they can fail and die is what provides the incentive to survive. But governments can't die. So we need to find other incentives for bureaucracy to adapt and improve. The technology revolution has transformed organizations across the private sector. But not ours, not fully, not yet. We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. We cannot share information from floor to floor in this building because it's stored on dozens of different technological systems that are inaccessible or incompatible.
Just by the way, that was September 10th when he told us this. September 10th. Was it 2001? 2000? Why do I forget the year? But whatever. 2001, I think. Right? September 10th. The day before 9/11. The day before. Never forget. I forgot the year. Donald Rumsfeld tells us 2.3 trillion, which I swear to God that number's been changing. It's like a part of the Mandela effect, I think. But $2.3 trillion just disappeared. Now here's, I think, a bunch of it. There's a secret space program that exists that they've been building and doing stuff, and they've had to black project this money, but it's become extensive. I think it's a huge part of it. Yes, there's theft for sure, but trillions of dollars back then was asinine. That was enormous. Enormous. I don't know what the numbers were, but like the SR-71 project, that was, of course, in the 60s. Yeah. It costs many, many millions, maybe 100 million, maybe. Not even to the billion mark yet. Stealth fighter project wasn't probably barely over $1 billion for the project. I'm making numbers up here. Please fact check me. But again, the point is inflation, but not that I'm spinning that yet. But they're telling us.
Fail to adapt.
Bite me. This is how it was. And it's messed up. Bernie Sanders even posted this. This kind of got to trip you out a little bit. Bernie Sanders posted this about Tulsi Gabbard. So Tulsi Gabbard has put her life on the line to defend this country. People can disagree on issues, but it is outrageous for anyone to suggest that Tulsi is a foreign asset. Again, the talking points. And Bernie's like, this is hogwash. Trump's red-hot bull market sparks dire warning on Wall Street as bond investors send chilling signal. Yeah, U.S. stocks were sent soaring, but apparently the S&P, the NASDAQ, and even Bitcoin have hit all-time record highs. This scares the shit out of people. The S&P 500 recently traded 22 times higher than its expected earnings over the next year. It's so overblown. Guys, I'm just telling you, if there's ever a time to consider getting out, especially before everybody that, like Nancy Pelosi knows it's time to. She'll get out at the very last second. If you can follow her trades, do it. Otherwise, I would seriously consider. There's a huge problem we got. The bond market has its own warning signs as benchmark 10-year Treasury yield shot up 4.426% on Friday, up from 4.072% from a month ago. Kind of good, kind of bad. That just shows we're having to inflate. That interest we have to pay, folks. That's an extra 4% tacked onto a 10-year bond. Well, an extra 0.4%, which adds up a lot. And we pay that through printed money, inflation. It's all over the place. All over the place. This is pretty damn funny. Talking about Dogecoin with Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live. I don't know. This is a very funny bit. I like these two guys, Che and what's-his-face. Funny as shit. Check it out. To a degree, that is what it is. It is. It's you converted one form of money to another. I mean, some could say like precious metals. I think the difference myself is precious metals are actually physical commodity. Like it's a thing. Like here's an actual coin. Like literally I can put it in my pocket and walk around the corner and take it with me and do whatever I want. The power could go out. It still works, Like doesn't mean that it's necessarily better or worse. I just like it because it's real. It's something. It's an actual physical commodity. Right now, stocks and dollar are under a bit of a problem. First off, stocks, like again, there's so much bloat right now. So much bloat. We don't know when or what or how. And right now, they're making everybody feel like everything is rosy cozy with Trump in office. I'm telling you, folks, I don't know. What I do know is whenever I've seen historically, like when I look at the graph of the prices of silver and gold, historically, I shared it yesterday, but when you look at it historically, you notice that during the times of tribulation in our economy, you see the price of silver spike. And then after the calamity, price of silver comes back down, it seems. Price of silver's got this like sort of stable mark, but when things get freaky, it's time to get into silver. We're seeing spikes in silver, big time. Right now, we're in the middle of a spike. So, might be interesting to know that my good friends at Goldco, partner, just one of the things, I'm not trying to tie two things together per se, but I am. If you got an IRA or a 401k, up to 10% of that value, whatever it is, could be $10,000, fine, that's still $1,000. It's free silver they give you. Silver's on the rise up right now. I don't know how Gold Cove does it, but they probably bought it at a low price. They've got a lot of suppliers. They kind of are really smart about this stuff. And they're able to, because of that, provide it to you as kind of an incentive. 10% up to your total dollar amount. $100,000, that's 10 grand in free silver. They're offering that. 4 data points, your name, your email, your phone number. I don't know why the first and last matters as 2 separate data points, but it is what it is. Powerful ways to protect yourself. Silver spikes every time there's something. Gold, oddly, was pretty flat right up until the point, well, frankly, when we started decoupling from it. And then inflation with the government has taken gold and just continued to spike it. And gold is just going up and up and up and up. Has been for years. And especially since early this year, it's gone up a bunch. Their system's not. Inflation's taking a chunk out of your money every single day. 25% buying power since Biden was in office 4 years. 25% of the buying power is gone on the dollar. And stocks are overbloated, which means the day Nancy Pelosi makes a trade, she sure better be on it. If you're a day later than that, might not be good. Precious metals are performing super good right now because of something. Historically, I don't know, right? Like I can't guarantee, I can't say. And again, Goldco is, you should do what's right for you financially. But this is why I got out of stocks. Well, this is why I got out of my 401k. I'll be honest. I have stocks because I kind of have to right now. Some of it's Rumble, by the way, which is not, I've kind of lost money. My dude was trying to talk me into selling it. I'm like, no, I'm keeping Rumble. Shut up. I don't care if I lose money. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. I'm in it because I believe what's going to happen. Same with precious metals. Sometimes you get in because you can, and it's the right time. Right now, a lot of things are pointing in that direction. I just want to remind you guys of my good friends at Goldco. They can help through this process. If you got a 401k or an IRA tied in stocks and dollars, you have an opportunity to get out tax-free, penalty-free, at really a good time. I mean, prices of silver and gold have definitely gone up a bunch, but your value of your stocks is up as high as has been. Bitcoin also really high. A lot of things are happening right now. Get something physical, something that actually is an asset, something that you can literally put in your pocket, something that is real because it holds value. That's the beauty of it. Go to drslikesgold.com, drslikesgold.com. Let my good friends at Goldco help you through this. I mean, there's DocuSign, there's all sorts of stuff, so you can do it as quick as you need to or want to. It moves you sideways. Don't cash out, guys. You're going to lose. I can't give you advice, but if you cash out, you're going to get taxed heavily, and you're certainly going to be penalized if you're underage. So these are two things that are really, really bad for you. Move sideways, tax-free, penalty-free, into an IRA, precious metals, physical metals, put into a trust. It's awesome stuff. Go to drslikesgold.com, drslikesgold.com. Get out of their system before they get out of you. Here's CNN having a tough time with some of the people that are coming on their show and actually saying shit that's kind of true.
If we're being intellectually honest, there's really no good reason why Bobby Kennedy, RFK Jr., should be HHS secretary. An advisor, a confidant, somebody who talks to the president and advises, but there's no managerial experience in his resume. There's nothing that says he is qualified to do this job that is in charge of the health of all of us, all these different lanes. If he has views and has insights around food sources, around vaccines, then those should be given in advisory roles.
Why?
Because
what were the qualifications of the previous ones?
Well, I think it's important to always remember that you put yourself. Say that again?
What were the management qualifications? I mean, Xavier Becerra.
I'm not talking about the previous. I'm looking forward.
But you're calling into question whether he could actually do this job, and I think it's
absolutely. I think America is now, and I think
it's important to discuss it because Xavier Becerra was just a lawyer and a politician with no management experience.
So does two negatives, two wrongs make a right?
Sylvia Burwell was a Walmart lobbyist. Donna Shalala was a university person. Look,
RFK Jr. is a nut.
Okay, so that's different than what you just said. You just said he doesn't possess the requisite managerial experience, but then we get to the real issue here, which is you want to insult the man, which is your right to do because you opposed him in the election. But you, doctor, are raising the issues that he has been raising, and I think they're appropriate questions to raise. I don't know whether he can be confirmed or not. The vaccine stuff at the table is obviously going to be the flashpoint of this hearing. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you one thing. This whole issue of the CDC and these public health agencies, look, public trust in the health regime in this country is as low as it's ever been.
But why?
It's because of COVID.
Right.
Because of school closures. Because of mask mandates. Because this country was... But let me just finish. Because this country was drugged through a bunch of condescending and heavy-handed mandates that all turned out to be garbage, and that's why it's low, and the questions are valid.
And RFK is the answer to all of that.
Yeah, but RFK helped promote the assault on the CDC that lowered the disinformation that led to more than a million deaths, Scott. More than 1 million deaths in the United States, higher than any other industrialized nation per capita. That's the result of failed policies, the demonization of the conspiracy theories.
Whose policies?
All right, under the Trump administration.
John,
Yeah, it was not the Trump administration. COVID was just basically, the vaccine had just been kicked in right at the end of Trump's administration. And the rest of it happened with Biden. The continued lockdowns and everything. The smugness, again, it's part of this. And this is, I think, the joy of all this. It's weird. I'm like tripping. Like I texted my stepmom. We're supposed to have a thing next Saturday, by the way. Immediately after the $25 show, I'm going to have to like get the heck out of Dodge. I got a drive to make. And it was just like, she hasn't texted me back. And I've talked about on the air how I hope she hasn't shaved her head. And I swear to God, it's freaking me out a little bit. I got to be honest, guys. I'm freaked out a little bit. A little bit. She's going to have a shaved head. I'm not going to know. I don't know. I mean, I'm a very honest person. You guys know me. I just say shit. It's not like, whoa, that shouldn't have been said. It gets said anyways. It sucks. DJ Melody, she said Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has said not to stress about Trump's mass deportation plans. She clarified that the immigrant community in the U.S. is welcome in Mexico and added that if the U.S. begins deporting Mexicans, Mexico will send the 2 million American immigrants back in response. Oh, if that's actually true, which I don't know if it is or not. Okay, F you. So there's probably like, what, 5-1 immigrants? Yeah, let's do an immigrant swap. I'll take that. Your immigrants are going to be bummed, but ours will be too. That's true. But yeah, let's do that. Let's do an immigrant. I like your thoughts process there, Claudia. That's a beautiful idea. It's beautiful. Es bonita, as we would say in Espanol. This is more good talks here. J.D. Vance, Donald Trump with Tom Homan proposing to mobilize U.S. Special Forces against the cartel. Yeah. Think about this shizzle that's about to happen.
Mobilize tier 1 units against the cartel. Dude, if those guys are hunting you,
yeah.
By the way, like, you're done. You're fucking done.
Is that a real thing that they've proposed doing?
Yes. That is a real thing.
Who proposed that?
I'm almost positive either JD or Trump had said something with the new guy from ICE. Like, the only thing I thought was like, retire. If you guys got some money, man, I would like put that away. You know, like maybe move Jamaica. I don't know, go somewhere. Yeah, buy a restaurant. Like try to go legit.
Weird thing that's going on right on our border.
So
it's a
strange.
Weird thing. Because it's so close to us, and it's so ultra-violent and dangerous, and it's just completely shaped the way the entire economy of the country works. You know, they have so much power and control, and it's a criminal organization that is almost entirely, at least, funded by us, by our desire. Trump declares war on cartels. President-elect said notorious crime syndicates and drug kingpins will never sleep soundly again once he launches his plans to tackle the issue.
I've thought about this for a long time, where I'm like, if they turn loose Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 on cartels and pedophiles, we could just kind of like erase the problem in about 2 years. It's be gone.
He wants to send troops to Mexico. He said we make appropriate use of special forces, cyber warfare, and other overt and covert actions to inflict maximum damage on cartel leadership, infrastructure, and operations. Oh, Jesus. Bro, it is going to get wild come January 20th.
It's going to get wild, man.
It is going to get wild. Very interesting. But the thing is, like, people, inaction is action as well when it comes to this. Like, you're going to continue to prop them up. They're going to get more and more power and more money. And we got to figure out why everybody wants Coke. What the fuck?
We've got to realize that there are things that have been happening. The deep state have been doing things. People trafficking has been a huge part of it. For a lot of different, I don't know, there's so many conspiracies around why. So the why is always the hard part. It is what it is. A person that we all know to not trust based off of past experiences, and he still continues to have to stay in the spotlight as a dark force. But Mike Pence has called on Republican senators to reject RFK Jr. to lead Health and Human Services, labeling him a bad pick. Well, thank you, Mike Pence. You are not MAGA. You notice how you weren't picked again to run with us? I know, right? You noticed it too. I figured you might. You're not a dumb guy. You're just stupid. It's totally different things. House Democrats call for a shadow government to undermine Trump with Adam Schiff as a fake attorney general. Just listen to what their thought process is. I think this is something they said this on the House floor. It was said on Breitbart, so it's got to be true. No.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last week stung. As Democrats, we simply failed to convince the American people we have better ideas to solve their problems. But we do. Now we need to dust ourselves off and get ready to fight. We can't let Donald Trump's extreme MAGA agenda go unanswered or unopposed. Zone defense isn't going to work. We're going to have to go man on man. So here's an idea for how to organize our opposition. We need to borrow from our British friends and appoint a shadow cabinet to fight back against the worst abuses of a second Trump administration. The special relationship between the United States and Britain extends not just to our strength on the global stage, but also to our shared commitment to democracy. Across the Atlantic, the British have something we don't, a team from the opposition that mirrors the government's own cabinet members. They watch the cabinet closely, publicly challenging, scrutinizing, and offering new ideas. It's another form of checks and balances, a quiet guardrail that holds those in power accountable. With a shadow cabinet, there's no hiding. Each decision by the government faces a ready counterpoint. not just from the media and voters, but also from political leaders poised to step in. Shadow cabinet members can also become the clear point people for advocacy and grassroots organizers, making it easier to unify and amplify the solutions that those in power are ignoring. It's democracy's insurance policy, and it strengthens the government too. There's no room for lazy ideas when rivals stand ready to step in. And it strengthens the government too. So what would a shadow cabinet look like here in the United States? We certainly would make it our own American version. We have an amazing wealth of talent on the Democratic side of the aisle in Congress. People loyal to the Constitution and ready to be the watchdogs for an out-of-control Trump administration. Democratic leaders Hakeem Jeffrey in the House and Chuck Schumer in the Senate could appoint 26 members of Congress to go one-on-one with each member of Donald Trump's cabinet. If Trump attempts to weaponize the justice system against his political opponents with Matt Gaetz at the helm, we could see incoming Senator Adam Schiff as our shadow attorney general, arguing against replacing our independent prosecutors with Trump loyalists. If Trump seeks to eliminate the Department of Education, Congresswoman Johanna Hayes, a former Teacher of the Year, could step up as shadow education secretary to loudly defend public education in the United States. If Trump orders Marco Rubio to hand Ukraine and much of Eastern Europe to...
So you get the point. I don't want to go through every individual person that he names off for the next 14 hours, but here's the thing, folks. The only people that can echo their noise, make their noise to make things actually happen are their mainstream media. Who's the media now? Not them. And their numbers are dying. Just to give an example, NBC's daytime numbers were over 6 million prior to the election. Over 6 million people per day tuned into NBC to watch some stupid shit on their channel, their network. Now, 600,000 per day. I'm just saying, people don't trust them. They're not being used as references. It's rare when people even bring up their stuff. I've seen so many stories talking about the demise of their people. Who gives a shit? I don't care. You don't care. We're not going to talk about it. So they wither in darkness and lose all. The most important thing you could ever do to hurt somebody of fame that loves it, that's got the ego, the best way to hurt somebody with an ego is to turn your back. To turn your back on them. Because they can't stand the fact if you don't give a shit about them. It's all about them. And if you don't let it be, they shrivel up. And it's fun to watch, actually, when you realize what you're doing. So yeah, they're douche rolls. I could have shortened it. Yeah, there you go. Long and skinny. MSNBC's Ari Melber says RFK Jr. can't be HHS secretary because he's not a doctor. Yeah, he has no health degree and no relevant experience, they say. Full stop. Somebody should probably tell Melber that Biden's current HHS secretary, Xavier Becerra, is not a doctor, has no health degree, and no relevant experience. He's a lawyer and a career politician. These people are idiots. I'm not going to play this guy saying all this shit, but yeah, this is the stuff they're saying. F them in the F hole is what I'm saying. I don't mean that to be crass. Well, yeah, I did. Here is more, and this is powerful. This, again, is the same concept that we've been talking about, and this is on NBC, short segment of the 24 hours in a day. Here's 20 seconds of it, of that day. That was decent.
We have seen nominations before from presidents of both parties where there have been ethical and substantive issues. Let's not forget, we had a nominee for HHS secretary in this administration who had never dealt with health care before being nominated. So I think that the notion that...
I'm not here to defend. He was the attorney general for the state of California. This is a little bit of a different...
He had experience suing healthcare companies, but not anything to do with health.
Sackface, you're being racist. Stop being racist. You're being racist. He's obviously Asian. You're being racist. Stop it, Sackface. Now, I'm just being a dick. Not racist. I like Asian people. You know that. Come on. Can't win me there. Can't win me there, girl. Bucks County officials defy PA Supreme Court. Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Bucks County literally are counting the ballots that they're not allowed to count per the Supreme Court. Don't give a shit. It seems anyways. Well, they should count, says somebody probably in Bucks County, whatever the hell. They should count, because everybody's voice counts. What about legal people versus people that aren't legal? Because now you're drowning out legal people. Drowning out. Yeah, there's no D in that. No drowned. You don't drowned. Anyways, whatever. I got issues, folks. Come on. I'm trying to share it here. I'm trying to grow with you guys. Bucks County full of crap is what it's all about. Count ballots, missing signatures. Missing signatures. Oh, Supreme Court already said, no, can't. Sorry. Sorry. We have like rules and stuff. And they're like, yeah, so I don't like them. I think it's amazing. Amazing to me. It just blows my mind. Right Angle Network puts out Democrat Derek Chen has just taken the lead in a crucial California congressional seat by a margin of 31 votes. This is one of the seats I said should go to a Republican. This has been taking forever. And here they are finagling votes. I hope to God that we've got somebody helping us in this state. I pray there's people within my voice that are Californians that are actually like going to help, because our elections in New York as well, like we're two really big populations that probably are not nearly as blue as they think or try to claim. And I think we should get more accurate representation. So again, I make some noise. I ask a lot of people to speak for their states, but I am California. I can't say I'm Californian per se, but I've lived here like most of my life. Love this place. Love it. I want to fight for it. I love this place. It's beautiful too. It's expensive as hell, but I think we pay for the weather. I honestly think that's where a lot of the money goes. I think a lot of my taxes go to the weather. The weather is gorgeous. It is just so freaking nice. I'm not trying to kick anybody while they're down right now, but seriously, you should try living in paradise for a while. Such a dick thing. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. It gets hot sometimes too, and then cold. Anyway, Trump's team skips FBI background checks for some cabinet picks. We're learning. For everybody out there that's like, Trump, I can't believe you appointed this person. This person's like a WF person from the day back. It's like, people can do stupid things, or people can be in organizations and be like, oh my God, this is literally what this is about. No, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, they said this was good for your career. There's been a lot of things that I've been told I should do for my channel, by the way. And I'm not saying I'm the biggest. What I am saying is I think I've got a very unique audience, and I like to keep it that way. And so, again, there's a lot of people that say you should do certain things, but that doesn't mean you should do it. And sometimes we have to trust internal compass. So Trump, his team's like, no, we're not going to do FBI background checks. First off, we're not going to put our people through that because we already know who we're putting in. We've already vetted them. They've already been vetted. So we're not going to let the FBI get involved. That is powerful, I think. I don't know. This is Department of Education. This was proof of why we should get rid of, I think, the Department of Education. I think that was what I was thinking when I put this. I don't know. We're going to play it. It's reasonably short, but kind of funny. If I remember. Anyways. Oh, is this how we're going to be? This is how we're going to be. Okay. We're going to have a moment here where we try to catch up in real time.
Quarters. Where does one just get quarters? I'm going to go on Amazon. You can buy like rolls of quarters on Amazon. Get the package. Empty.
I actually think this is legit. Like, I literally think someone made this video. Like, I can't believe that these came empty. It's like when you buy something and batteries weren't included. Thank God they don't do that with a pack of batteries, by the way, right? That's sort of a Stephen Wright joke. But like, if you imagine if you bought batteries and it said batteries are not included, please mail to this place and we'll send them to you. Whatever. Crazy places. Kash Patel being awesome, talking about the FBI, I think, shutting them down, if I remember correctly. Whether he's going to be the director or not, I don't even know. I don't want to care. Trump's going to pick who he picks. He's delaying it for a reason. Kash, I think, would make sense, and I think he would give equal noise. In fact, probably more noise. I kind of feel like Trump's crescendoing up is what it feels like to me. I'm kind of curious what you guys think. But Gates was a big step, but Kash is going to be way bigger. Hemsworth or whatever his name is, he's a big choice. He's just a Fox News consultant. Dude, Kash Patel, he's been on every conspiracy show. Oh my God, this dude's gonna rip the freaking scab right off. Not the Band-Aid, the scab. It's like, rah! It's gonna freaking awesome. See, that's got to go in both directions. Sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's excitement. My head could pop. Maybe. Oh, shizzle. But Cash, this dude's awesome.
FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big, and the biggest problem the FBI has come out of its intel shops. I'd break that component out of it. I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops. Go chase down murderers and drug dealers and violent offenders. What do you need 7,000 people there for? Same thing with DOJ. What are all these people doing here? Looking for their next government promotion, looking for their next fancy government title, looking for their parachute out of government. So while you're bringing in the right people, you also have to shrink government.
You have to get the F-tards out of there. That's what it comes down to. General Flynn talking about Andrew McCabe freaking out about Kash Patel. I'm not going to play it because I don't give a frick what Andrew McCabe says, and you shouldn't care what this whiny bitch says too. I don't know what neither of them. Who cares? But Mike Flynn's calling out something very funny because Andrew McCabe's obviously got intelligence background. Was he head of the CIA or whatever at some point? So he was top dog at something stupid like that. Don't talk too much, Andy. Maybe at Real Donald Trump will hear you and make me the FBI director, vice my friend Kash, who is eminently qualified mainly because he's honest. Trust me, I know exactly what to do with former employees like you and your group of co-conspirators. So he wants to be the vice FBI director with Kash being the director. Pretty solid post by Flynn. I don't know. I don't know if Flynn's just trying to also get into the administration. He kind of was sort of a hot potato and sort of a little kind of shifted his stance, I feel, a little bit after everything got started, but we'll see how it plays out. Donald Trump has some appointments. Nicole Reynoso has my complete and total endorsement for Doral County Council. Working with Doral's wonderful mayor, Christy Fraga, and Nicole will help grow the economy, create great jobs, and deliver the American dream. He put this out. I'm assuming there's a vote coming up in Doral. So Trump gives Nicole the go-ahead. I hope any of you guys out there that are going to vote, please vote. Make sure you get out and vote. I feel like this is important because he truthed about this small position. It must matter a lot. So please, any of you guys that are in the seat 3 city council area for whatever Doral, I'd guess, but I don't know exactly where. I don't know where Doral is. I've heard of it, certainly, but I don't remember where it's at. I've never been there, that's for sure. Who knows? Trump meets with Scott Bessent as Larry Kudlow withdraws from the race of top economic roles. I think what a lot of this is Larry Kudlow, Fox News dude, the financial guy over there. Pretty cool guy. I like him. He's not, he's pretty. I think he's pretty center. Frankly, I think that's why I like him. But he's like, I don't know if he was ever acted like he was interested, or if people said he would be a good pick, which gave interest to him. And then he was like, or maybe even Trump was interested. Whatever the case was, this dude's like, I don't want to do it. And again, I don't blame him. I think working for the government, you make like zero money if you're actually in showbiz. You're probably making, many hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and you don't make that in government. And you shouldn't, frankly, because people would freak out. So yeah, working for government kind of blows. And this dude's like, I don't want to. I'd rather just stay where I'm at and maybe retire here at some point, especially after they destroy the economy. President Trump is thrilled to announce that Doug Burgum, the governor of North Dakota, will be joining his administration as both Secretary of Interior and the chairman of the newly formed and very important National Energy Council, which will consist of all departments of agencies involving in the permitting, production, generation, distribution. So it sounds like he's putting a thing over all of the energy stuff and putting them under one umbrella so he can start to dismantle them. Dude, Trump knows what he's doing, and that's brilliant. You just make something a bigger umbrella, which a lot of people say, that's more bureaucracy. At first, yes, but then no. Because now you can actually delete, as Vivek was saying. You can delete, which is such a powerful word. Mar-a-Lago, Florida. Trump announces, Caroline Leavitt as White House press secretary. There was a picture of her, blonde chick, I think, if I remember correctly, but whatever, you'll see her soon enough. She is apparently going to be the press secretary. That's going to be fun. The news is going to be dicks to her, so there you go. We'll see how that goes, too. This transition is going to be fun. Trump also thrilled to announce Chris Wright will be joining his administration as both United States Secretary of Energy and member of... Oh, hello. We can replace that. You talk about it twice. It's really important. He's also pleased to announce William Owen Scharf is going to serve as the assistant to the president and White House staff secretary. Highly skilled attorney, I guess. Big part of his White House team. So whatever. It's probably important, especially all the crazy shit he wants to do. Probably wants to make sure that, he doesn't do anything illegal, always. House probe into Matt Gaetz relies on witness DOJ found lacked credibility. So the Department of Justice was checked into this witness that's claiming Matt Gaetz did all this stuff that now he's killed this, we'll never know. Well, she lacked credibility, it sounds like. So it doesn't even sound like this case had anything. It sounds like it was maybe, again, the left trying to do their typical things. I mean, one of the people involved was trying to extort money out of the Gaetz' family, his father, and possibly himself, but his father for sure. And that dude's in prison right now for doing that. He was accused of trying to get money out of these guys using this whole investigation, and we'll make it go away if you just give us a bunch of money. So this whole investigation was never legitimate to begin with. So we'll see how that continues to play out, but all said, this is kind of how the deep state likes to play their games. It's not cool, that's for sure, but it is what it is. President Trump promises to sign an executive order to end global big pharma freeloading on American consumers. I just love this, so this needs to be brought up. Check this out.
Crooked Joe Biden likes to pretend he stands up to big pharma, but in fact, I was the only president in modern times who ever took on big pharma, and I took it head on. Biden canceled my tough on pharma policies the moment he had a chance. As president, I signed a historic executive order declaring that the United States government would pay the same price for pharmaceuticals as other foreign countries, and no more. We didn't want to pay any more. Can you imagine that? How simple would that be? This would have saved American patients billions and billions of dollars. But shortly after taking office, Joe Biden rescinded my executive order, stabbing patients and U.S. citizens, and especially our seniors, right in the back. For many years, Americans have been paying among the highest prices in the world for our prescription drugs, while other countries negotiate sweetheart deals off the backs of America, paying vastly lower prices for the very same drugs from the very same companies. This amounts to a gigantic subsidy for foreign socialist welfare systems, courtesy of you and the American people. On day one of my new term, I will sign an executive order to end this global freeloading on American consumers for once and for all. Under my policy, the United States government will tell Big Pharma that we will only pay the best price they offer to foreign nations who have been taking advantage of us for so long. The United States is tired of getting ripped off. We've been ripped off by everybody for so many decades. We're tired of it. Not going to happen. They should have never rescinded my original executive order. It just shows you the power of Big Pharma, but it will force Big Pharma to raise prices on foreign countries and reduce prices very substantially for American patients. It will deliver huge savings for seniors and for all American patients. Thank you very much. This was a very easy one, and this is an honor to tell you because this was something that never should have happened. They should have never, ever rescinded my executive order.
I like Trump. So there's a thing, and I don't know if this is where he got it, because he'd know this from advertising, but there's a report, at least in my direct industry, and I assume this is probably more of a generic term for the industry, but it's called the Lowest Unit Rate Report, the LUR report. That lowest unit rate report looks for any commercial that's been sold on a particular station at a particular day part, and will decide this is the cheapest that it's ever been sold. And if it's the cheapest that it's ever been sold, then that's what's offered to political candidates when it's political season. You have to give them the cheapest unit rate. So this is what he's doing with pharmaceuticals. Essentially, if the pharmaceutical company sells it for $2 a pill in Zimbabwe, but here it's $1,400 a pill, then $2 a pill is what you can charge here. So either A, you get to rape Zimbabwe and they'll never buy any of your pills, but you're worried about your lowest unit rate, or B, we as Americans will benefit greatly. Either way, we're going to benefit because at some point they're going to have to sell it to somebody, or they're not going to sell it to anybody. So they're going to have to bring the prices down. It's a pretty solid way to force the market to do what the market should do. Probably a good way to say it. I'm going to start with this song only because it's sort of barely relevant and just made me think of it, and that was kind of fun. So we're going to play like 30, 40 seconds of this wonderful beginning of a movie. I want you guys to think of the last name of the family, because that's the only reason I brought this up, and then it made me think of this bitchin' song. And anyway, I listened to it like 3 times. Still just a great song. I don't care how you say it. I know you're not supposed to cut hard like that, but I cut hard anyways, you know. GOP releases audio of Griswold. That's the Secretary of State there in Colorado. Yeah, Griswold. I don't know, this made me think of it. Telling county clerks about password leak. So we got some of these calls. I think I'm going to cut one of these out, but they break apart. So there's multiple recordings of different phone calls that have been put together. I think it's like this. One of these I'm going to cut out. I forget. It's just because it's stupid. I don't think it's in there. But it is actually, I thought, telling. They knew about the password leaks. They at least did something about it, by the way. But this also means that they changed stuff right before the election, which is also, one, good because they had the password leak. So maybe we fixed some of the things that were going to happen. And maybe they had to go into Plan B, or maybe Plan B was able to change things. Again, don't know. But I want to say I think this was kind of a white hat shut down some stuff that they were screwed on because they were hoping to sneak it out and failed. And there's some phone calls that the Griswold's office not only knew about this, performed poorly, was being asked to be stepped down, and also on top of that, they lost faith in her. Kind of interesting. So, yeah, check this out.
Perfect. I just clicked off mute and I could talk. So, a couple things here. What level of training do these individuals have on our specific servers and other equipment that qualifies them to do this work?
All of these individuals are cybersecurity technicians. Your equipment is off-the-shelf equipment that is been loaded with election software. But it is, in all respects, no different from any other computer equipment. And we do not believe that there needs to be more training than what we have given them for how to do a password change on the equipment.
Okay, so second thing here, Chris, is honestly I'm not very confident in this process. If the Secretary's office, what the Secretary's office should have done when you found out about this issue was deploying people instantly to go change the passwords instead of keeping it a secret from everybody. So personally, and it's completely unacceptable that this is our process now, 5 days before the election to get this done. What is our guarantee that these people aren't going to come in and just crash our system somehow?
They are. So, Josh, I appreciate that you're expressing upset.
I'm not upset, Chris. I'm pissed off, and it's really hard not answering media questions the way I actually want to.
Okay. I will tell you, all I can do is be as transparent as I possibly can. We were not going to tell counties because we could not tell counties without it becoming the media storm it has become.
It's bullshit, Chris.
No, it is not. We are sending staff to change passwords. I don't actually think in Adams County we're sending outside staff. I think in Adams County we're sending somebody on our staff. In any event, there is no possibility that any of these password changes will crash the system because this is a BIOS level. This has nothing to do with any operating software. And Josh, to the extent that you even suggest that that would happen, is irresponsible.
It's actually not, because we're in the middle of an election, a presidential election right now, and we're having somebody come in and mess with our server. And we've seen crazier things happen than a small setting change make a huge difference in the overall outcome.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to move on. Let's see. Christy, you're... Or jump onto the microphone. So, there you are, Hillary.
Yeah, I
don't know if there are additional details you haven't covered. I think what I would say is that you have folks coming to your office. We are going to need to change these passwords on the equipment. We are going to try and do it quickly and get out of your hair, but it does mean that when they get there, we need to take a pause and get that done so that we can move on to the next county so that we can get this done. So please be patient with folks. Some of the folks coming out may never have met a voting machine in their life. And so I appreciate all of you really partnering with us on this, as you always do. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. We are working really hard to get folks out to you, and we're working hard to get information out to you about when they will be there.
I would say that even though some of, certainly the folks from Governor's Office of Information Technology and CBI, Colorado Bureau of Investigations, may never have worked on a voting system computer, they've worked on all kinds of computers. These folks are cybersecurity experts. They just need to be pointed. They have a list of, in the counties that the folks are going to, they have a list of the equipment that needs to be addressed, and they have the settings that need to be checked and the passwords that need to be installed. They are coming equipped. It's just those folks may never have worked on an election system component. I think, Haley, you got your hand up first.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Chris. Thank you for joining. I want to tell you a little bit about yesterday and then go through the last several days. Yesterday was a successful operation. We completed all counties with your guys' help in the state. I think the last one was, I got an alert at 12:06, so I think it was done around midnight. And every county impacted had their passwords replaced, and we verified no settings were changed as a result of the password disclosure. You know, I talked to the governor. I think today is Thursday. Since today's Friday, I talked to him Wednesday night. They offered support. We had 22 people helping from the state of Colorado government, from OIT and CBI, that went out with in pairs. They offered aerial and ground support, flying people all across the state, getting people to the counties. Everyone involved that was not an employee of my office, and of course there were 8 folks from my office that actually joined in on this also, that usually don't do this work. Every person was a state employee who was not from this office, a state employee, background checked, and worked in pairs. So that was successful.
I did have a quick question. In a previous conversation, among the clerks, we discussed BIOS and pen logs. By any chance, are you guys pulling those as you're updating passwords? It's something that we can't pull because we don't have the passwords.
We did not pull the BIOS event logs themselves. We examined it to make sure that there was no changes that were made.
I'll take that too. Thank you.
Let's see, Steve?
So, Hillary, Jack, Molly, Jesse, please do not take this as anything against you guys. But down here in El Paso, the media and the citizens in particular, specifically the media, I've been dealing with an onslaught from everything here in the El Paso County area, is the secretary has lost complete credibility down here. And when, you know, Jack is talking about putting out statements and things like that, is the media is no longer going out there. They want to hear directly from their elected officials here. But just wanted to sit there and share at least KKTV, KRDO, Fox 21, all these guys have no faith in the secretary at this point in time. But this has no, impact on you guys whatsoever. I know how hard you guys are working, but I just wanted to share as many of the media outlets here aren't even going to the secretary's website or looking at the media releases.
Yeah, I got a voice now. Hold on there.
Yeah, appreciate that heads up, Steve. I think, yeah, I got nothing in response to that except I understand, and I appreciate all of you and your partnership in getting information out there from your office that hopefully your citizens are trusting. And I guess that's all I have there. Let's see.
Yeah, so we don't trust you for a lot of reasons. And then I just, I kind of wanted to zig you a little when I meant to zag you later, but maybe we caught them in something. Maybe there's going to be some attention to what changes were made at that precise date, because logs go back typically a little ways. Depends on the system, how far you keep logs, because they make a lot of noise sometimes. But some of this stuff has stopped. All said, we'll see. We're talking about it. It's part of it. It's our vacation from them forever. I hope. I believe this was this is just cute. Okay, just for people that love animals, and because I'm going to go into the pet club by the Pet Club 247. Yeah, so you guys can skip ahead. But if you have a soul, you're going to have a hard time doing that. But danradiostyle.petclub247.com. Make sure you get that good food, that mushroom, that Coriolis versicolor. This is why these guys are awesome. When the dogs make mistakes, we still love them. I don't know. I love animal videos. So this one worked for me.
You just ate an entire chicken parm. A whole chicken. I just don't understand. This is crazy to me.
Who did this? Who did this?
Who did this?
Hey, who was it? Hey, don't.
Well. Who chewed the headset?
Flip-flop. Who's cuddling with my flip-flop? Joey, is this you?
What did you do, Millie?
Did you do something? Do I have to go see what you did?
Oh, Reese! Get over here. Unbelievable. No.
It's something about this one, though, that I think she might have done it.
Who ate it? Couldn't have been you, huh? No?
What did you do?
Dude, I can see you even though your eyes are closed.
What'd you do?
Oh, this weird. Oh. Mm-hmm. What?
Come here. Get over here.
I love animals. I love dogs especially. I love all animals, though. And, whoops, I want that on. I want my face on, too, though. These guys are our best friends. For some of us, maybe the closest things to children we ever get. And I know a lot of people that have children are like, dude, that's not the same thing. It's not. You're right. It's better. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's awesome. Because dogs and cats are an amazing pet that like reminds us of unconditional love. Dogs mostly, because cats just don't give a shit about anybody, but they're very entertaining. There's a lot of fun to interact with and all that stuff. I get you. Dogs are like, they need you. Like, without you, they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm bored when you're gone. So you want to keep these guys alive as long as possible. That's the point. That's why we do this. Dogs have some amazing benefits from this mushroom. Dogs, cats, horses, and people. Probably other animals. I don't know. If you got sheep and stuff, you might want to try it. I'd consider some of these things. Just saying. DRS. Not that. No. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. Want you to think about Pet Club 247 and using coupon code DanRadioStyle. But if you do the link, it helps a lot. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. This mushroom, Coriolis versicolor, it actually has immune system benefits that seem to be pretty impressive. A lot of people have talked about it. A lot of people have said they've had animals that have had all sorts of varying different levels of health issues that have been drastically helped, if not completely removed. There's all sorts of people that have talked about it. There's over 400 studies scientifically that this mushroom, Coriolis versicolor, actually makes a huge difference in the immune system in dogs, in cats, and horses, and people. And like I said, probably other animals, but I don't know. These are like the good place to really focus your money if I was to be a betting man. So again, for dogs, easy way to get in is the mush puppies. It's a cookie kind of thing, I think, that's got the mushroom in it. Your dog's going to love it. So if you want to do like a one a day just to kind of make sure to keep your dog healthy, it's a cheap way to go. I don't know how many there are in this thing, but it'll last you a month or so. $28, that's easy way in. There's even a slightly less expensive version of it that you can try out too. Get that one. But get started and start seeing if there's a benefit that you notice. If your dog maybe got lumps in their skins, there's bumps, certain things that their teeth, maybe their breath is funky. They got some actual ones that are meant to give you mutt mints. It's got the mushroom in it. Mojo's is something that cats get as far as a treat. In my opinion, it's an easy way. Treats seem to motivate most animals as long as they're not too fat, but the fat ones, it even helps more. Mojo's is like a liver treat, a little bit of liver. Dogs like it, of course, and cats like it. It's got that Coriolis versicolor mixed in with it. So, boom, good way to go. Now, if you've got an animal that's actually got some issues, like cancer's been one that they've talked about. There's some studies that have been done. They've got a food line. They've got special sauce that you can put on top of their food right now. They've got, like, you can get serious about getting more of this mushroom into their system. And again, it seems to have a benefit. The studies would suggest. They've got a lot of different ways to go on that. They've also got healthier products, like the toys we give a lot of our animals are from China. And those toys have lead and stuff like that. So things to consider. We've got stuff for cats, again, food and all that good stuff. They've got this pet balm you can use on their paws and their noses and all that for older, younger, all that stuff. So again, they've got some stuff for horses, mush ponies. A number of different ways to buy them too. Say you've got a number of ponies that you're trying to take care of. Well, there's you can get larger amounts of the product. And again, once again, pet balm. But there's also a human tab. I've got the products. I use them daily. I smoked for a bunch of years. To me, it's one of those things where I take them a couple a day just to make sure. Got some of that mushroom working in the background to help keep things clean. I had my good friend, Baby Trump, Chris Eriks. He was on talking about a tumor he had in his neck. And he was doing some heavy doses of this stuff. Not anything else, he says. Like, I had him on my show. There was a video of him in the past talking about this. Tumor went away. Doctors were shocked. They were like, what the hell? I mean, there was prayer involved. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's that. Who knows? But this was a heavy thing he did. Took a bunch of these a day. A few different kinds. So, again, there's a whole tab to do that. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. That's danradiostyle.petclub247.com. Just protecting ourselves, folks, from what they're trying to do to us is the best we can do, right? It's the best we can do. And we've got some excellent tools to help you do that. Attorneys for X Corp, the firm established by Elon Musk to take over Twitter, filed a notice of appearance on Thursday in the bankruptcy case of Alex Jones. So this thing got slowed down. A judge stopped it because the Onion was going to buy it. A lot of questions around whether this auction was fair, whether people were fairly offered access to the auction. Because, again, that's why I kept tripping at first. I'm like, the Onion? Like, there's no way they've got $1 billion to buy this. Like, this thing is probably worth a crap ton of money. I don't know, billions, maybe way too much. I don't know. I mean, good on you, Alex, if you actually got to that level. But we'll see. Li Feng posted something kind of interesting. If RFK were to call for the U.S. to follow the lead of every other industrialized country other than New Zealand and ban Pharma's ads, the move would also indirectly slash the most significant income source for cable news and defund mainstream media and CNN. I said that recently. It's just fun to have somebody else kind of echo it. Think about that for a second. If we took away the ability for them to advertise, that would destroy them. And that's good because frankly, again, I'm not pro-vaccine. If you feel they work, I'm pro what you think will help you. That's what I'm for. So if you think rubbing two sticks together is somehow going to make you better, and you literally believe it, though, I'm not just saying anybody. I'm not trying to suggest you should rub two sticks together. No, I'm being ridiculously hyperbolic for a reason. But if somebody's like, no, this is what we do in my culture. We get these two sticks from this specific tree, this tree that's grown in a specific place, and let it, like, all right, man, you fucking rub them sticks together, and somehow that makes you better. He's like, the smell and the dust or something. I don't know. So I'll ask him questions. It's crazy. I don't know why that works. But he believes it. Okay. Freaking rub your sticks together, man. Try it. If that doesn't work, I don't know, maybe take a Tylenol. It's just a thought. Or a substitute that's generic. Again, right? But again, this is where we're at. It's kind of a funny, I don't know. I have too much time on my hands to think and shit. Like, it's probably part of my problem, but we work on it. CNN parent Warner Brothers Discovery must hand over financial information if subpoenaed as defamation trial is looming. This is that Navy veteran, Zachary Young, that got douched by them. This is moving forward, so we're going to keep on top of that. Rachel Maddow and her co-stars made verifiably false statements about a doctor they called the uterus collector. Well, now his $30 million lawsuit is heading for trial, and it looks like Rachel Maddow is going to be involved in that and possibly have to pay some dólares, as they say, or dólares is really the proper word. Dólares is actually pain, which was cool. It's kind of a cool thing. Dólares in mi ano means a pain in my butt, which is what Rachel Maddow is. Well, not my butt. Probably your butt. Someone's butt. Someone's butt is hurt by her. Brazil's first lady insults Elon Musk at the G20 social event. Yes, she's mad at him. She's going to say all sorts of horrible things that I'm not going to give her a chance to say. First off, I can't scroll down far enough to get there, Reuters. Fuck you, I'm not giving you any information. You are a piece of shit, which, by the way, is exactly what this chick said. Brazil's first lady, Janja Lula da Silva, she swore at billionaire Elon Musk during the G20. She swore at him. A ship's horn sounded as she spoke, and she joked, "I think it's Elon Musk," before adding, "I'm not afraid of you. Fuck you, Elon Musk." I don't think she did. I don't know if she did. That'd be cool, right? Because the spit's the thing. Like, when you do the spit, can't even say the person's name, then you got to toss salt over it. You're like, oh, there's something beautiful about that. Something beautiful, folks. Maybe I don't know. It's the things I find fun in life. That's where I'm at with it. The Brazilian first lady just said, "Fuck you." Yeah. And Elon Musk's like, message received. Thank you. So we'll see what happens. Elon Musk says they will lose the next election because they won't have control anymore. They won't have Twitter. They'll either have to shut down Twitter or fine Elon Musk a bunch, or we'll see. Because here's the thing, guys. Here's how we get around their rules. And this is what we're going to do, probably. It's if Brazilian content creators say things that are illegal, well, then they need to be blocked. They need to be shut down. They're breaking the law here in Brazil. But if it's an American person that's saying things that are illegal in Brazil, that's not illegal here. And blocking people that aren't necessarily, like, we start getting into muddier waters now. They haven't done anything wrong. It's not illegal. Well, my people don't like it. Yeah, that's too bad for you. Not sure what you're going to do there, buddy. The Biden-Harris regime is going to announce another $230 million in funding to Palestinians, bringing the post-October 7th total to $2.1 billion that he's given to organizations that are, in fact, directly tied to Hamas. That's what a lot of the studies are showing. Directly tied to Hamas. So, of course, the deep state, one more time, trying to fund the bad guys with more money. This is all being laundered for sure, but it's part of a giant problem. Zelensky says, "I'm going to do everything I can to end the war next year, and Donald Trump and the White House will make it happen faster." Yeah, it'll actually make it happen, too. That's what's going to actually happen. Yeah. Russia hits Ukraine energy sites with 120 missiles, 90 drones in a huge attack on Sunday. So we'll figuring that's probably part of why all of a sudden they're talking peace. Xi says he's going to work with Trump team as he meets Biden in Peru. So there you go. Moving along beautifully. T-Mobile hacked in a massive Chinese breach. This just happened over the weekend. These people keep getting hacked a lot right now, which is interesting. Some weird Hispanic LGBTQ communities are receiving hateful emails after racist text purge. Again, you're getting emails that are claiming that if they're from somebody, it doesn't mean they're from somebody, to anybody out there. That they, like, this is from the so-and-so organization, and you're a jerkhole. Like, no, the so-and-so organization did not text you and say that. Somebody acting like it. It's very easy to spoof emails. So if you ever get an email and it says, "No, but Donald Trump emailed me," it's different, Dan. It's like, no, that was not Donald Trump. I promise you, it was not Donald Trump. If it was a legitimate, it could have been his fundraising organization, but still not him. Sean Diddy Combs trying to obstruct his sex trafficking case. He's literally doing posts from jail that are trying to influence the jury pool, his words even. So this is a very interesting little turn of events that's going on with the Puff Diddy Combs world. And of course, the North Pole, it's moving towards Russia pretty quickly. We've talked about it. It's literally happening. I'm not trying to make shit up. It's literally happening. I've been talking about it a bunch. This is way back when. They're like, "Dan, this is a thing that takes generations and generations." For sure. So back in the 1600s, this is where the North Pole was, way over here. And then it sort of wandered this way towards the 1900s. And then since the 1900s has been rapidly moving towards Russia. We don't know what's going on. South Pole's moving at a slightly different ratio, but something's going on, man. This is weird. They've literally had to rename airports because it's changed so much. The airport runways, I should say. The number on a runway actually has to do with its north, south, east, west. Like it's drawing a blank on the word, but it's heading, if you will. So that's why they get the numbers, right? Like number 90 is like a directly west-east kind of runway orientation. But because of the changing, they've literally had to renumber a number of runways. So it's kind of trippy stuff. A lot going on, folks. World's changing quickly. I'm just happy to be a part of it. I hope you guys are too, because we're gonna be the difference. When we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan Radio Style.